Then a player.
So the second motion was this House believes that corruption should be classified as a crime against humanity. Now the question here was, is corruption a crime against humanity? It doesn't stop corruption from being a crime. You cannot debate and accept something that is wrong. There are things which are factual. Even in debate, such matters are considered. Now, both yellows You did not answer the question of the debate at all. And one of the judges is going to read for us in such instances what happened, and then Council Blessing is going to give us the final verdict for which teams won and which teams are crossing over for finals. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I take this honor to explain to you the current situation on our table. First and foremost, I would like to bring it to your notice that the previous debaters never defined the motion as it was supposed to be. Meaning, they were debating but outside the motion. A case in situation now, let's say you're running a race, you're having a pharaoh, you're on a race. You're seeing the finishing line there. The first one breaks the leg here, a few steps to the finishing line. You come and bypass them. You also break the leg, but before reaching the finishing line. That doesn't propose any winner. So, in that matter, I'd like to read for you this. It says that a definition of a motion should be offered by the first preposition speaker, debate, so that the teams have a common understanding of the debate. But in this case, they all define their own definitions as per the resolution, which stated that corruption was not a crime in that case, meaning someone was supporting corruption not being a crime. But remember now, we already live in a world where corruption is a crime, but it is not against humanity. So, let's say if I wanted someone, let's say, to give me a job, and I paid them, and they got to know about it, and I'm to be sued, should I serve the same punishment like the one who has committed cyberbombing? Because cyberbombing is against humanity. I'm bringing it to your broad view. And corruption, we are also saying that we should make it a crime against what? Humanity. So in that case, we nullify the whole definitions.
So, can you hear me? Good evening. So, sorry, good afternoon. So, as the just said this out, one team just say corruption is against humanity. One team went and told us, they said corruption is against humanity, but did not tell us how. While the other discussed that corruption is good. And all your parameters were in Africa, Uganda. And please, I would like to bring it to your information. I would like to bring it to your notice that corruption is a crime in Uganda. And you cannot stand here and tell us corruption is good. And since this debate, the motion was for you to tell us whether corruption should be classified as a crime against humanity, whether it meets the criteria of it being a crime against humanity. And the fact that both sides failed to meet the requirements of the motion, first of all, and secondly, you did not discuss the motion. That means you had your own debate that was not part of the motion. And for those simple reasons, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of regrets, Team Yellow has been removed from the race. And moving forward, please don't be too excited, the finals are still there. Moving forward, we shall have red A and blue B.
Nobody says what you wait.
We have Blessing. She's a law student, Bishop Fu at the university, and she's one of our judges. Stand up for recognition. Another one is Katao. He studied animal health and is a debate judge. He will judge at the final. Another judge is Trisha. She's an administrator working with an NGO. She's a debate judge and a trainer. Stand up for recognition. And lastly, we have Isaac. He studied computer science and he's a judge and he will judge the final. Thank you. Now the judges will read to us our final resolution and the debate format that the champions who have made it to the finals will debate. So the chief judge stand up, announce the resolution, and expound much about what will transpire in the finals and what it will take for the best winners to do. Thank you. Is red versus blue on the final.
Thank you so much. First of all, I will ask for a representative from each team to come and pick the side they are going to debate in the resolution I'm about to give. So blue color, they are no longer blue B or blue what, they are representing the color. Blue is the affirmative and red is the negative team. I want to first of all congratulate color red and blue for giving us a tough fight in this debate, that we also couldn't fail but stand by the truth. The motion that you're going to discuss is, this House believes that by the current strategies, Uganda is on course to win the fight against corruption. This House believes that by the current strategies, Uganda is on course to win the fight against corruption. We are going to use 6 minutes for every speaker. Yes, 6 minutes. First and last minute protected. When I say that, you know that we are using World School format. We are using World School format. 6 minutes. And we are giving you just 2 minutes to get ready. Thank you so much.
And the visitors who are here. Is it okay?
Please remember to take in consideration points of information in this round of debate. And debate.
The jury table, the two argumentative chambers, and the House. A very good evening. My name is Kukunda Kwelinet, the first affirmer, and I am here to affirm the motion that states, this House believes that by the current strategies, Uganda is on the course to win corruption. I am the first affirmer, and I'm here to introduce the resolution. The second affirmer will come to rebuild, refute, and give the reply speech. The third affirmer will come to rebuild and refute our case. The resolution today. The current strategies in Uganda are on the course to win corruption. Corruption is the use of power to do dishonest or illegal acts in return for money or to get an advantage. Previously in Uganda, there has been the use of wrong methods of corruption, and currently in Uganda, means have been implemented to fight against corruption. And we hope that in the future, these means are going to continue being used so as to eliminate corruption in Uganda. Our points are stated as below. Elimination of corrupt leaders, transparency of government projects, revival of once collapsed government institutions, such as the Uganda Airlines and the IGG's office. I would like to talk about the first point, elimination of corrupt officials. Some corrupt officials, such as the former CEO of the Uganda Airlines, were removed from office. They were banned from working. Why? Because they realized that they had been embezzling very many funds, and in their reign, a lot of funds had been wasted. So they decided to eliminate them, thus installing and approving new and honest leaders. Transparency of government projects. Allowed.
Apart from the office of the IGG and the Uganda Airlines, what are the other current strategies in place to fight corruption?
I pass that question to the next affirmative. I was talking about the transparency of government projects, such as the hospital in Kayunga. We have realized that everyone in Kayunga, for those of you who don't live there, literally knows the body and the people in charge of the hospital. And this has helped them to reach out and talk about such cases of corruption. How has this helped the people? This has improved the provision of facilities such as health services in the hospital.
POI,
Allowed.
are you aware that Uganda is ranked 142nd out of 180 countries as the most corrupt?
Yes, I am. And that's why I'm telling you that the current strategies are on the win to fight corruption. I would like to also talk about the revival of the once collapsed government institutions, such as the Uganda Airlines. Let me put this clearly. The Uganda Airlines had collapsed and it has been revived. That means that current strategies are finding a way out of bringing up the very important institutions that we need to find working in our country. And also the improvement and revival of and also the improvement of and revival of the IGG's office. We realize that the use of the IGG's office is to audit all government offices. And how is this going to be necessary in preventing corruption and fighting against corruption? All the money that is going to be put out through the offices, the public offices, is going to be well allocated and shown in the auditor's office. So this is going to help. This is going to help in proper planning and use funds. I'm also going to add and explain about the point of transparency of government projects. These government projects, such as organization of hospitals, construction of new roads, construction of industries, this is happening because the people and the public are aware of the government budget that we realize is always read on broadcasting networks. And this helps people to know that government is going to allocate all the funds that it's going to use.
our judges, the two antagonistic sides, and the audience, I salute you all. My name is Bira Olivia, and I'm the first negator. I am here to elaborate to you what we have. Our second negator will come and rebuild our case. Our third negator will come and judge. And the second negator will also give the reply speech. We are here to negate this resolution that says, with current strategies, Uganda is on course to win the fight against corruption. And we strongly negate this motion. We are from the body of Corruption Coalition Uganda. The first negator came and told us that Uganda is on course to win the fight against corruption through transparency of government institutions. Dear ladies and gentlemen, you have to pay something that you'll be able to get what you want. You cannot just go to the government institutions and tell them your problems and they help you. You have to give them something so that they can help you achieve what you want. They also came and told us that there is transparency of government projects. Dear ladies and gentlemen, you have had hospital funds being stolen. Those hospital funds that are supposed to help the patients are being stolen by their fellow workers who work in those hospitals. And people are dying. How can you say that this has helped in rejected? Rejected. Our parameters are set in Uganda. Status quo. Rampant cases of corruption, for example, payment of bribes for jobs in public sector, nepotism and tribalism. Our stand, we strongly believe that the current strategies are not enough to end corruption. Warm your seat. Our work plan, the Electoral Commission personnel should be voted by the public. Introduce smart governance and reduce the term limits. Our time bond. We shall do our work plan in 10 years. In the first year, we shall table the bills for the Electoral Commission voted by public and introduction of term limits before the Parliament. In our second to seventh year, there will be training, buying technologies for our elections. In the 8th year, we shall have achieved and ended corruption. By the 10th year, corruption will be a mystery in Uganda. We as the negators, we strongly negate the point of Uganda being on the course to win the fight against corruption. Even when Uganda is ranked 142nd out of 180 countries as most corrupt country. Dear ladies and gentlemen, you can just see that Uganda is not on the course to win the fight against corruption. Granted.
If Uganda is on the wrong course, then what is the right course?
The right course is that Uganda is trying to mislead people. Actually, it's not even on the course of winning the fight against corruption. Since it's even being ranked the 142nd out of 180. Home your seat. We as the negators, we strongly disagree with this motion because of the following claims. Our first claim is Uganda is not on the course to win the fight against corruption. Because even the people who are supposed to fight corruption are the same people who are doing it. You've seen this thing of the Iron Sheet saga. Even the speaker herself, she was involved in the Iron Sheet saga, showing that Uganda is not on the course to win the fight against corruption. Warm your seat. We are seeing weaker bodies such as the inspector, the investigation, the CID, and the COSAS rejected. These are weaker bodies that cannot help Uganda win the cause of fighting corruption. Because our cases are presented to them, they'll never mind about it. Rejected. There are soft punishments, e.g. refunding the money. In the new vision of 5th April 2023, the IGG told people to refund money as much as 10 million. That is a soft punishment. How can you tell a person to refund 10 million yet it's a case of corruption? That shows that Uganda is not on the course with the fight against corruption. Dear ladies and gentlemen, you can easily see that Uganda is not on the course to win the fight against corruption. I'll explain more about the point of I'll explain more about the point of the weaker bodies such as CID and the COSATU. You can present your case to the CID department, but they'll tell you that they have to take more years to talk about your case. You have to stop and wait for them to do it, but they can never do it. This shows that Uganda is not on the course to win the fight against corruption. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you can easily see that Uganda can never be on that course, since it is even ranked 142nd out of 180 countries as most corrupt in East Africa. We as the negators, we strongly disagree with this motion of Uganda winning the cause of fighting against corruption because of the following claims. Thank you.
Thank you. The table of Judy, the two antagonistic sides. My name is Mwasima Prosper, and I am the second affirmer. It is so hurting every day to listen to a desert of words, but to listen to a forest of words, but a desert of points. The first negator came clear here and told us that there are some bodies like COSATU that are not working. And I would like to inquire from you, what is COSATU in full and how is it working as of today? You say that Uganda is the 142nd out of 180 among the most corrupt countries. There was a time whereby it was even more corrupt than today. But because of today's strategies, we have been able to fight corruption to that level. So, in order for you to find out, how did you know about the Iron Sheet saga if we were not publishing these things in media? How did you find out that iron sheets were stolen if we did not? POI granted.
I would like you to give me a statistic that shows that Uganda was better than 142nd out of 180 countries as the most corrupt country.
According to my information, in the past, Uganda was the second among all the countries in Africa, which were very corrupt. Which means that nowadays we are publishing everything in media. That's why among our points, we are speaking about transparency of government projects. That's why we are publishing everything in media. That's how you are able to find out about the Iron Sheet saga. Because if we did not publish it, then you would have not found out, and hence we are fighting corruption. Our first point stated that elimination of corruption officials like the former CEO of Uganda Airlines. Because we have currently put the IGG's office back in place and brought the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, we have been able to find out all the corrupt loopholes in the government, like the Uganda Airlines, and hence we have been able to get a lot of funds that we have used to restore other government fallen institutes like the Uganda Airlines. As you know, POI granted.
For how long has IGG been in place?
IGG has been in place since 2015.
Are you sure about your information?
Yes. And below 2015, the IGG office had already fallen. But since we are on the current strategies of fighting corruption, we decided to bring it back, and it is working. That's why we are finding out that Uganda Airline funds are being routed, and hence we have been able to restore them and use them to develop this institute. Transparency of government projects. We have been able to find out about the loopholes of Kayunga Hospital. Because we are publishing everything in media, we have been able to find out about the case of Bamuturachi not being well educated to POI rejected. We have been able to find out about the education status of Bamuturachi, and this is all, we are fighting corruption. Hence, we are using media, and this is one of the current strategies that we are trying to implement so that we can fight corruption. Our third point was about revival of the once corrupt government institutes like the Uganda Airlines and the IGG's office. The IGG's office, which is the Inspector General of Government, has been restored, and hence it is carrying out all the audits. We are seeing lifestyle audits that have started in March 1st, 2023, and we are calculating each minister, how they are living, whether it is corresponding to the amount of money we are paying them. Hence, we are fighting corruption. So how can you come and tell us that what the current strategies we are on are not fighting corruption, yet we are eliminating all these people like Bamuturachi, we are eliminating the former CEO of Uganda, which means Uganda is on the right course. this point.
POI.
POI allowed.
Can you tell us a statistic that shows that Uganda is better?
Uganda is better because of presence of the IGG's office, which is currently trying to check out all the loopholes in Uganda, like the embezzlement of funds in the Uganda Airlines and everything that is taking place in the lives of their ministers. That's why we are making a lifestyle audit, and we are able to find out whether the amount of money we are paying our ministers is the amount of money they are spending, so that they cannot embezzle our funds. POI allowed.
Are you well conversant with the statistics and the information you're giving to the House?
Yes.
Okay,
thank you. Uganda in the past, it was using wrong. Thank you. Still, Uganda has been on the wrong methods of fighting corruption in the past. Below 2015. That's why you see in 2015, we decided to bring up the IGG's office. The president of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, decided to put question on all the donations coming from outside countries so that they can stress out their requirements. These days, when you donate money, you tell us where you want that money to be put, and it is your role to follow up your money and see whether it was put in the right place where you donated it. It is no longer like in the past whereby someone could donate money and just let it fly away. So, since we are nowadays checking out all these funds and checking out all these donations, we are fighting corruption because everything is now being Thank you so much. I rest my case.
This world suffers a lot, not because of the violence of the bad people, but because of the silence of the good ones. Ugandans, this is a resolution that should go to all of us. How many times have you gone to a hospital and you have to pay money for the drugs that you have to receive? How many times have you been in a taxi and you are alone? You know that you are overloaded, but you have to stop and the traffic officers are given money. How many times have you seen that? Is Uganda winning the fight against corruption? How do you do to get a job in the public service? Do you know that you must pay some money to get that? These are the common things that we are seeing. You know it also that you cannot get a job unless you give a bribe. You know it that corruption has gone deep, so root, in that even the police, the bodies that should fight against corruption are so corrupt. It is to the common Ugandan. You know that corruption is eating us up, and that is why we as the negators are working hard to eliminate this corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, I will give examples of people that have been corrupt. It is not an allegation. Things have been proved. Things have been put in newspapers, just as the farmers are saying that they have been put in newspapers, and yet there is no action that was done. Ladies and gentlemen, in the fighting in Congo, the ICC charged Uganda for stealing the money, for plundering the natural resources of Congo, and we are currently paying 10 billion. We were charged a fine of $10 billion, and we are paying that heavily. And it was led by our own Mr. Kahindo Tapile. Where is Kahindo Tapile? It's not an allegation. It was the ICC ruling, and the guy is still in government. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard of the commercial saga, of the Uganda Commercial Bank saga. 49% of the shares were being sold by the Uganda Commercial Bank, and Parliament did not know. And who was in charge of that? It was the own brother of the president, Salim Saleh, and he admitted it is not an allegation. He admitted that it was him, and he's still in power. Where are we in the fight against corruption? Ladies and gentlemen, we also had our own Gilbert Bukenya. Gilbert Bukenya, in the scandal for money, in the scandal for Chokam money, he took the money. And where is he? Is he in prison? Is he in prison? Will these measures that we are using to fight against corruption work? Where is the COSASE? Where is the Public Accounts Committee? Where are these people that are supposed to fight against corruption? Where is the IGG? Are we winning the fight against corruption? Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard of the ICT Shaka. You have heard of it, yes. It is in newspapers, just like as these scandals were in newspapers. But we are not expecting anything because it's what has been happening. They are in newspapers and they will do nothing because this is Uganda. That is why we are changing the current strategies. I will take you later. So that's why we are changing the current strategies, and we ask for statistics. We want these statistics. Tell us that the corruption rate in Uganda has been this, and now it is this, so that we can accept. They are saying there is a limitation of corrupt officials. Our own Kahindo Tapile is still in government, and this was not an allegation. It was the ICC that judged against him, but he's still in government. Then, we are presenting and we are fighting against corruption in the following ways. Number one, we gave it in our work plan, and it was surprising that the farmer too raised the question and asked that how are we going, he asked what is the right course to fight against corruption, as if he had not listened to our work plan. Maybe I will listen to him the work plan that will lead Uganda to be a corruption-free country. Our work plan was, we are making sure that the Electoral Commission personnel should be voted by public. We shall introduce the smart governance and reduce the term limits. Why? Because the people that should be fighting against corruption are the people who are most corrupt. The CID cannot call President Museveni to answer charges of corruption. The CID, yes please.
What is transparency?
Transparency is finding that you do the right thing in the right way, especially in governance. So, I'm saying, they are saying, I will take you later. They are saying that the reason as to why we think the reason as to why they think Uganda will win the fight against corruption is because the things are in newspapers. And we have seen all these cases, they have ever been in newspapers. Has the fight against corruption ever been won? So that is why, yes please.
How did you find out about all those corruption cases?
We made research. And the corruption cases are there. It is good that he knows. Please, I will take you later. It is good that he knows there are corruption cases, so he accepts that corruption is still there. So our work plan is that we are making sure that the people that are in government are elected by the Electoral Commission. I will take you later. Elected by the people, the Electoral Commission, because it is these people that bring in the leadership. And this leadership cannot be worked against if they are the very people that are being corrupt. Then another thing, yes please.
Thank you, Honorable. When those research that you're talking about making, when they published by the government?
No, they are independent bodies like the Daily Monitor that do that. And then we are changing and bringing better bodies that will be. We talked about the work plan, and we are saying the Electoral Commission shall be voted by public, because the Electoral Commission is supposed to help us choose leaders. So if these leaders, the people that are so strong that they cannot be called by the CID to answer these corruption cases, are chosen, the people that are responsible for choosing them are chosen by themselves. Shall we end corruption really? No, it shall not be ended. These term limits, the leaders stay for long in power, and they are throughout the whole system, and they have disorganized everything. We shall not solve corruption unless we remove that. The reason as to why corruption is still prevalent in Uganda is because those big people, the big men, the untouchables are still around, and we can only solve that if we kick them out. So our claims still stand. Yes, please.
For one to attain success, you have to push a little harder, work a little harder, and you gain much more for you to attain success. My dear judge, you come to see that the farmers are here to tell us that since 2015, we are on the verge of winning corruption, that Uganda is winning corruption, that because they publish 1 out of 100 people who do corruption, or because they publish 3 people out of thousands of people who do corruption, and they think they're on the verge. Yes, they have published them in the newspapers, but thereafter, what has been done to them? We've not seen anything. We've not seen anyone telling us. They've shown us that Jessica Alupo and Nabanja, all people are involved in corruption cases, but they've not shown us what they've done to them. You only tell us 1 out of thousands of people, and you expect us to just sit. You want to baby feed us by that one person you've told us is engaged in a corruption case, so that we forget that you people are not fighting against corruption. And my dear judge, you come to notice that the affirmatives are are strongly basing on allegations. Like the second farmer said that Uganda was once the second, ranked the second in Africa, rejected. Ranked the second in Africa. I don't know where he got that information from. We asked for statistics from, your POI is rejected. We asked for the statistics for them to tell us the statistics they have about corruption, and all they tell us is since 2015. I don't know whether our farmers got that the IGG was put in place in 2015, but I'm sure that judges know when the IGG office was put in place. That was an allegation. They are also alleging us granted.
Thank you, Honorable. Where do you get all this information that you're giving us about correction?
And my dear judge, you come to notice that you come to notice that the affirmatives are not aware that this IGG office they are bringing in place, they are telling us and they are bringing on board some people, some government officials, not granted. Some government officials are immune to the IGG, and that's why we as the negatives are coming here, not accepted. That's why we as the negatives are coming and bringing our case that we think for us to fight corruption, for us to be on the coast of fighting corruption, the Electoral Commission not accepted. The Electoral Commission should be voted by the public, because I don't expect that not accepted. Because I don't expect someone or people in the Electoral Commission that are appointed by the president, all those people in power, to come and call them and publish them the way they are corrupt. I don't expect that. That's why we as the negatives are suggesting that we want the members of the Electoral Commission to be voted by the people. We are also, our other claim was that we want to bring smart governance, and we want to digitalize this. We want to bring, not accepted, we want to bring on board that at least maybe voting would be done by biometric devices, where votes will not be rigged, where all forms of corruption will not be allowed, because we are not seeing that those people that are involved in the corruption cases. Granted.
Where do those newspapers get the information from except the government?
How the newspapers get information from the sources and spies underground. Those people are not known, because those people are from public newspapers. We've not seen any government newspaper found, and we've accepted that maybe the government might have given information, but we are only basing that the government is just giving us a bit, not accepted. The government is just giving us 2 or 3 people out of the very people they want us to sit and think they are doing something. We've seen very many, not accepted. We've seen very many strategies that are put in place. They are CID, the PAC, the SHAKU. They are telling us that they want revival of the companies that were down, and they are telling us that the Uganda Airways has been down and it is revived. And they are giving us the very one as a strategy that is fighting corruption. Granted.
Thank you, Honorable. Are you aware that spying is against the law?
I'm aware, and there is unnecessary evil. If we don't spy these people, they are eating up our money. I want to give you a case in point of the COVID-19 funds. Shortly after organizations and people had put money and had contributed money, a lot of money, we always had the president reading them out when they have contributed money and all assets. Shortly after they contributed the money, all of a sudden the president said the lockdown was done. Where did our money go? Where did that money go? Where are the funds? We did not see anything. Like, some villagers did not even see a single mask, and they told us they gave sanitizers, they gave masks, and just, why did they first contribute all that money and all of a sudden end the lockdown thing? So my dear judge, you come to notice that the current, not accepted, that the current strategies are just here to make us sit and think they are fighting corruption, yet the very corrupt people are the ones on board. I rest my case.
And doing the reply speech. You are aware of the ridiculous behavior that the farmers have been showing in this debate. It is immoral, it is not common. However, I am here to talk about the fight against corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, is Uganda leading? Is Uganda winning the fight against corruption? Are we going to base on the small data that is printed in newspapers, or we are going to look at the common Ugandan and look for those statistics? What is happening? What happens when you are on that road and you see a traffic officer being given money? What happens when you see these big people cannot be charged? And the statistics we have given, we told you that there are some people that are immune to these systems that are happening. Only a few people can be charged with that. Are we leading the fight against corruption? Probably no. They bring their statistics that are not up to date, and they come from 2015, and they are not well versed with what is happening. We have lost a lot of money in corruption. 1 trillion US dollar, 1 trillion Ugandan shillings has been lost in the previous years due to corruption. Are we winning the fight against corruption? Probably no. They said that they are eliminating corrupt officials, and we clearly told you, our dear judges, we told you that the corrupt officials are still around and they are occupying big government positions. They are immune to their systems of fighting corruption. Then they are saying that the newspapers are printing them out and they are giving them, which shows it is transparency. And we ask, how many times have these people been printed in those newspapers and still they go out spotless? Then they claim that we attacked none of their points, and yet, our dear judges, you are very aware that we attacked their point of elimination of corrupt officials. It was an allegation. Then they said that we do not attack any point of theirs, and we have given you that one. Then our points still stand, because we said that there are weaker bodies, and they did not talk about these bodies, which when we clearly stated to you that these bodies are impressed, but there are some people that are immune to them. Then we also talked about the soft punishments. We say that people are meant to refund the money. $1 billion US, we gave you the statistics. 1 billion US, somebody stole 1 billion Ugandan shillings, and he's told to refund. He's not charged, he's not taken into prison. Will that person stop the crime? We gave you a better alternative, our dear judges, and we say, instead of keeping these leaders in power, instead of using these processes that are not viable because we believe that the major cause of corruption is these leaders, the people that are above the law, being put into power by the processes that are not good. For example, the Electoral Commission is chosen by the Electoral Commission that should be carrying out the elections is chosen by the very person who is going to be voted for. That is why we say we are going to change that, and we make sure that elections are carried out by the election of the Electoral Commission is carried out by the public, so that we can reduce corruption. And we also said, we gave out a clear work plan, and we said that there are offices of the IGG, there are many offices, but we are not seeing progress. The prevalence of corruption is increasing, and you are aware of that. We don't need even to go into any big search about that, because you are aware. You cannot go to even if it is a public hospital, you have to pay some money in order to achieve something. So we believe that by bringing the Electoral Commission, we are going to win the fight against corruption.
Thank you, the table of jury. My name is Masima Prosper, and I am the second farmer, and I'm here to give the reply speech. We clearly stated our three claims, which were elimination of corruption, corrupt officials, transparency of government projects, revival of the once corrupt government institutes, which were well explained with examples. They asked us a total of 5 questions, which included that apart from the IGG's office and Uganda Airlines, which other things have been put in place in our current strategy, and we clearly informed them about the anti-corruption unit. They also asked us that whether we were aware that Uganda was the 142nd out of 180 among the most corrupt countries, and we clearly say that yes, and this is a better position than it was on in the past. They requested for the statistics that show that Uganda was worse than 142nd, and that a farmer clearly gave the statistics. For how long has the IGG office been in place? And I personally say that since 2015 upwards. Then we asked them the question of how do you get to know that funds, how do you get to know all about the research present? And they clearly said that they get it from the newspapers. When we asked them where these newspapers gather information from, they spoke about spy network. And they again told us that spy network is against the law. So why should we break the law in order to get these? When our current strategy is to become transparent. Hence, we are providing these newspapers with all the information. That's the source. One of their speakers also accepted that we are transparent and publish all corrupt officials. You clearly stated it, and you are like, we publish them in newspapers, which means that we are on the right course, because you have been able to find out through your research that we publish that these people are corrupt, which means we are on the right course. Hereby, they asked us a total of 5 questions, and we were able to fully answer them. And we asked them 5 questions, and they were not able to exhaust them very well. Hence, we win this debate, because we were able to give all the required examples, and we explained all our claims with examples. Thank you. The table of Julie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this debate, and we want to thank the debaters for giving us such a wonderful debate. We can please clap for them. The rest of the programs are going to continue for now as the judges conclude on their verdict, and then we shall come back to give the winner.
All right, all right. Now let's have a
the invited guests, the respective teams that have been competing, and the entire school fraternity. Good evening. So my name is Nwamanya Joel, and I am the chairperson of the debate club. Today has been a historic day because I think this is the first time such an event has been happening. I'm not sure, but for the students that have asked, the Form 6s that have spent here some time, they have told me that it is their first time seeing this, so meaning it is an achievement. It is an achievement for the debate club, it is an achievement for the school as a whole, and we want to thank the directors for granting us such an opportunity. It's been big, it's been massive. You have seen how good people can be, you have seen that we have MPs around, and it is no longer a debate, it is no longer a question. Citizens can produce good leaders, because exactly what we do here is exactly what they do in Parliament. We are bringing policies, and we are giving reasons as to why we support them. It is exactly what is done. So it is a positive. So we thank the administration. I want to thank the patron, the debate club. He has been there for us. He has helped us in making sure that this event happens. The other thing I will talk about, I will thank the debaters. We have been having students from Form 1. It has taken them just like 2 weeks to learn these debate formats. You are so good. We are proud of you. And then I will talk about the other thing that is left since we are from this. Our directors, the head teacher, and the staff members, we have clearly seen that we have people who are capable of debating. We have the national debate, the national debate competitions. I've already seen students in Parliament and they are debating. How I wish that it could be a student putting on a citizen uniform that is in that house. So we beg that for these external debates, you may fund us and we go for that. And we put our school very high. Then, I will introduce the debate cabinet, the people that I have been working with. You stand up. You stand up and come here. Very fast, very fast. The debate club committee, Yeah, these are the people that I've been working with. And I think we beg that the school administration will not stop this happening, let it continue happening because it is good. And above all, I cannot live without this day. A round of applause for God. So, I remain Noamanya Joel, and I am the president of Beth Club.
Thank you, Joel.
Guest of honor, the Municipal Education Officer, our chairperson LC5, Ivana District, our school directors, the head teacher present, the deputies, the teaching and non-teaching staff, and the entire students' body. Good evening. Good evening, school. Good evening, school. You have never heard me speak, but I know how to speak. I want to first take this opportunity to thank the Almighty God for the conducive climate He has accorded us today. May we continue to give Him an applause. Because when we are planning this, we are also planning bringing some tents. But our director told us, I know that day will not rain, and indeed, it has not rained. Next, to thank the teachers of various houses, blue, yellow, and red, for motivating or preparing your learners. These debaters have been self-motivated, patriotic, people have their clubs, they were misfired here and it was disqualified, nearly cried. But this is debate, we call it battle of words, battle of, you argue it out, you argue it properly, remember, research further. Vote of thanks go to the administration for the support. It is the administration. From the time we started with the trainings up to today, may we raise our hands and thank our dear administrators. We are really grateful for the support. We are really grateful for the encouragement because, as you heard the chairperson say, this has never happened, but it has happened. It is because of their great love they have for us that they have seen us going through this day. It's an Easter Monday. Imagine how your Easter Monday would have been without this event. You have made our Easter Monday colorful. Let us add them a round of applause. I want to thank the participants. If you know that you have taken part in today's participation, I request you to stand up. Stand up. These are the great brains that have entertained us today. May we give them a hand clap. The entire students group, let us applaud those people. You see how smart they are, how smart they are in their attacks, and I think you have heard how they are expressing, how they are articulating their words here. Let us give them an applause as they sit. Thank you for making our day colorful. Sense of justice. If you are to bear me witness, these judges have done it. Because if it was unfair, you would have seen yellow color bouncing back here for the finals. But because of their justice, they have said this can't happen. Because they have misfired, let us take back the previous teams because we cannot rule against the rule of the game. I said it's fine. If they have misfired, let them be off. Thank you very much, and next time we invite you, be ready to come. We also give them an applause. Okay. Then on the side of thanking, I want to thank my fellow teachers and staff members for being there today, because I know it's a public holiday, you would be in your homes, but you've decided to spare that time to come, to leave your families to come and be with us here as you witness these young ladies and gentlemen as they're exhibiting their talents as far as public speaking is concerned. As debating club, we have been there and our existence has been exhibited by a post there, Citizen Secondary School Debate Club, and it has been welcoming and it is still welcoming each one of us. If you are still interested, our doors are open. And we have been doing various activities. We have trainings every Friday after the first hour, that is at 3:30. Then next, the events we have participated in, we participated in the World Bank debate competitions that were held at Imbara University of Science and Technology, Chumuro campus. And we again thank the administration for funding that debate competition. Thank you very much. You can emulate his example. Repeat what you've done. Thank you very much. Then, our club was facilitated for the National Debate Council training at Italy School, but still, our dear administrators will request you to also fund us to feature in that National Debate Council competitions, and we also get more trainers so that we can also fulfill the desire of our president, because he also wants to see Citizen Secondary School debating in the chambers of parliament. And I know with that, they will do it because they have done this. Also, the Stanbic Bank debate challenges were also featured in by the school. So we have not been silent. That's why you see the poster stands in our school compound. I call upon our dear administrators to continue funding us so that we can get more trainings, so that we can get outside participations, and we participate with other schools. Those are inter-school competitions we can organize. We visit our neighboring schools. We also outcompete, or we compete them out, or they compete us, so that we can know our challenges, because this has been an eye-opener. We have just competed internally, but we don't know the external outlook, and we would also wish to face that challenge. And next, I also encourage you, as you are inside Citizen Secondary School, let's say you're in Form 5, you can write to Form 2s and invite them for a challenge. They can spare you there and we come, you battle it out, you get the judges, you spend the day and you entertain us there. So I also encourage you always conduct inter-class debate competitions so that we can keep on improving our talents. You can never be a good speaker if you are not practicing. It's not from one day that you can start speaking. It is out of practice that you can make it. Then lastly, I would wish to give a special vote of thanks to the following speakers, because out of the 36 speakers we had throughout the day, these have managed to make it to the best four. And they will be awarded certificates when we come to the award ceremony. But I'll first request them to stand up for recognition, and they shake hands of our dear head teacher, the guest of honor, and our directors as a token of victory, because you have made it and you have proven to us that you can speak. We have Honorable Kawahinda Patience. She has been the most outstanding throughout the competition, though she didn't feature on the file. She has done it her best. Then the next speaker is Owomugisha Joan Daisy. She has, let us applaud them. Let us give them an applause. Owomugisha Joan Daisy, she has also been an outstanding one, but she didn't make it to finals and semi-finals. Then we have Honorable Nwasima Prosper. He also made it. Prosper, congratulations. Then lastly, you have Nwamanya Joan. Is it Joan? Joel, yeah. Nwamanya Joel, that is our president, and it's good to be an exemplary leader. those have been our outstanding speakers of the day, and they have proved to us that if well trained, they can make it. Those are the ones where you can sit in your pavilion and watch. Shall also watch you. Then lastly, I can't fail to thank my fellow colleague whom I've been working with, Charogers. He has been cooperative, we have coordinated remarks. I wish you the best and may God protect you. Thank you very much.
Let us thank him for that wonderful speech. Allow me to welcome the school's head teacher who has prayed for us so that this event can happen. You will welcome her as she comes on stage to give us a few remarks. Madam, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, the MC of today. Our guest of honor, the chairperson LC5 Ivana District, Director Citizen Secondary School, the teaching staff and support staff, the judges, the debaters of today who have made our day, invited guests, and my dear students. Good evening, everyone. Are you all right? Can we give God a very big hand clap for that? First of all, once again, I thank the Almighty God for this beautiful day, the wonderful climate that He has given to us. It was very conducive. These days, it is a rainy season, but God has helped us due to the prayers, and the climate was so good. So we really thank God so much because we did not get any inconvenience about weather. Then I take the opportunity once again to thank the judges of today who have been with us throughout the day, who are very transparent, who are good to us, and I don't think there is anyone that got any conflict with them, and I would request every one of us to clap for them. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. I want to thank the teachers concerned with the debate club. Thank you so much for guiding our learners. And I want to thank everyone that organized this, that was in the organization of this day. Thank you so, so much. You have made a day very, very colorful, and we appreciate your efforts. We are really grateful once again because we saw people digging out their talents, and I must say we were excited, and I must say we appreciated you. Thank you so, so much. I want to thank the debaters, the people who participated today, and I want to call upon everyone to join me and we clap for them. Let's clap a very, very big hand. Thank you so much. We saw some speakers here, very good orators. And we want to believe that it is not stopping here. It is continuing. That even after Citizen Secondary School, we shall have speakers of parliament from you. We shall have speakers of parliament from you. We shall have presidents. We shall have ministers, good debaters that will bring out policies and discuss them, and maybe we shall benefit as a country because good things are brought forward, discussed well, then they are put in action, then we believe there's going to be development in Uganda. And definitely, we look forward to see our country move forward through you. we know you are going to take country to another level. Thank you so much. Personally, I am very, very impressed. I am very impressed, and I thank you. Thank you so much. Our guest of honor, I want to just give a brief speech. But before I give a speech, maybe I've forgotten to introduce myself. I'm Nasasra Betty, head teacher, Citizen Secondary School, and I'm a teacher by profession. It is indisputable fact that Citizen Secondary School has attained a viable level in the field of academics. Frankly speaking, the school has recorded innumerable success every segment of academics. As we know, private schools are meant to be on high grounds of learning where moral standards, discipline, and fear of God is expected to be inculcated in learners with difference. Regarding the qualities stated above, Citizen Secondary School Ibanda outstandingly discharge these responsibilities without reserve. No form of laxity tolerated in any academic spheres of moral. Our guest of honor, I want to report to you the number of learners that we have at Citizen Secondary School Ibanda. We have boys 629, and then girls we have 444, making a total of 1,073. Number of employees, we have teachers 46 in number, only 3 are diploma holders, the rest are graduates. And then the support staff, we have 27. It is about all those teachers and the support staff that you see Citizen Secondary School shining, and you always hear it, and you always hear about it. The good news about Citizen Secondary School is made through the women and men that are right here with us. In the area of academic performance, we believe that the worth of a school can best be measured through its performance in public examination, where we have excelled. I want to say, our guest of honor, you must have heard news about Citizen Secondary School. Our performance is always excellent. Our performance has continuously proved that the school is equipped with qualified and experienced teachers. Without those experienced teachers, maybe would be lagging behind. But I want to say, and I want to assure you, we have experienced teachers and qualified staff. Maybe they can stand up and wave to you. Teachers and non-teaching staff, you can raise up and wave to our guest of honor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And members, please clap for them. Clap for your teachers. Thank you so much. We are so grateful for the work rendered to this school, Citizen Secondary School. Discipline, our guest of honor, I'm happy to report that emphasis is put on guidance and counseling, and it is also a collective effort of every member in this school to ensure that discipline is instilled amongst our learners. We don't leave it to anyone, we leave it to all of us. So it is a collective effort to make sure that these learners are put in order. And indeed, we have maintained that. And we believe that it is through that performance also is good, because our discipline is good as well. Finally, the introduction of various activities in the school makes it a home away from home for the learning in order to achieve the vision of the school. The activities include debate, sports, music, among others. Therefore, the school assures you of quality services. And indeed, that is what we do. We don't only stop at academics. You have seen what has taken place here as far as debate is concerned. We don't stop at debate. We also go for sports. And actually, we have completed the season of sports, and there is some winning houses right here. And I'm actually wondering if Blue, which won in sports, could be the one that has won today. I'm not very sure. I'm not sure, please. I'm not sure. But we have been in a season of sports, and the winning house is already there, meaning that we are even active as far as sports is concerned. Next time, I know according to our program, we shall have cultural garage. So we are shaping our learners all around. We are not only stopping at academics. We definitely go beyond. So we believe at the end of the day, these learners will come out as learners that have the capabilities of living happily in this world, which is very competitive, which is very challenging, and which really needs someone that is on outlook. So with those few words, toil and excel, I wish you the best. Thank you so much.
Members, let us give flowers to our head teacher. Thank you very much. Without wasting much of time, let us call the school director, Mr. Muhoz John. You are highly welcome. Come and give a speech about this event.
Thank you. Our MC, our guest of honor, the chairperson, LOC5, directors, citizen judges, the debaters, abatezi b'engaro bagenzi banje, are you there? Good evening, everyone. For the benefit of those maybe who came this year, those who are like 1 month old here, my name is Muhoz John. I'm one of the directors of Citizens SS. And before I proceed, you may not be knowing the directors. Let me also take this opportunity to introduce them. Mr. Mtatina Daniel, stand up for recognition. Yeah, ugenekaa kina msiba nawe. Mr. Happy Herbert Mayanja.
Mtatina, are you ready? If you're ready, somebody say.
So another director is not here. He's called Mr. Mwesi Joben Mabwana. Maybe you'll get to meet him at some other meetings. Echinde chita yanzuraho, before my boss, I've introduced the chairman, LOC5, Azan Mukama Wanjogwariaho. I'm also a secretary for works, Ibana District Local Government. But I hope that's not corruption. He gave me because I qualified. Now we have learned a lot of things. I want to thank those who have really participated in debating. A lot has been learned. When I came here in the morning, I went to the staff room and I found the debate about anti-corruption. This debate is not easy. And as I said, you have successfully seen some groups being disqualified. It was not an easy one. But I was very happy for it. It helped you to crack your brains, scratch your heads, and think. And maybe one important thing to learn from that debate, as academicians, as students, you must know that you are moving towards final assessments, final exams. It is a lesson. Whenever you go for an exam, take your time to understand the question. That's what I learned. We had a student, a colleague, when I was still in secondary, many years ago. He went into the paper. He read through the questions and he saw one of the questions which was very interesting to him. They were supposed to answer 4 questions. So for him, what he did, he chose to answer that question and add on very many other things that were not needed. He said, I wrote, we are the paper. At nahandi kebintu byahoy ahuro ebibande bendoba byahoy ko kana ahuro mutu byagumamu atso azakariyo mushigati nyo kina akora naguma ndahandika. So the guy wrote on one question, and by the time they said you have 15 minutes remaining, he had 3 more questions to answer because he was just on one question. Do you think that person passed? So whenever you enter a question paper, please read and understand the question before you answer. That is what I learned from those who were disqualified. Much as the debate was not easy, but you needed to think and rethink and understand the question. Another thing I've learned from here, many of you are learning to speak, and which is a very good experience. If they called you here and they gave you this microphone to speak, you can see how you can begin shaking. So public speaking is not an easy thing, but you learn. You have to start, you learn, you go on, because you don't know what you are going to be in the future. You are going to be big people. So this is the time for you to learn. Let me request the people who came here and debated to stand up. Can you please stand up? About debating. As an Anyana Tesvenga or Bajansa, Jaman, but here Renga or Saman. Thank you to the rest of the students. Now, if you are there and you have not debated, anyway, we couldn't all debate. Try to make sure that next time you fight to be on stage. Don't mind about how many bubbles you are going to spear, but come, try, and make sure you learn how to speak to the public. We have very many speakers who are still waiting for the microphone, so I don't want to waste a lot of your time. I end by thanking everyone who has participated, the judges. Thank you for sparing your time, being here, and doing a professional work. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. I wish you the best.
Sir, you are highly welcome.
Thank you. Our chief guest and my teacher, Teacher Tinka Simile Prosper, representing DO, Ivanda Municipal Council, my fellow directors, Tatina Dan and John, the head teacher and the entire staff, citizenesses, the askaris, our judges, students. Evening. How are you? Are you fine? Can you give God a mighty hand clap? First of all, I want to thank the organizers of today's debate competition. I was not aware of it. I was called by Mr. Mtatina Dan that the President Debating Club approached him after the competition that we had, the Gara competition, when the winners were announced. And when he saw the jubilation of the winning team, he felt small. So they sat and decided to approach the director. So the president approached the director and said, we also want this to happen. That we should have the competitions, the debating competitions. They agreed and he decided to organize this event. Give him a mighty hand clap. And give the debating club president a mighty hand clap and the entire team. Because it was initiated by him, we didn't have it in our minds. And when he brought it on the table, we definitely accepted. I also want to thank the teachers who worked closely with the debating club to organize this wonderful function. I also want to thank the judges for being specific and clear. We have not had the final verdict, but from what I've seen, they have been very clear and straight to the point. I also want to thank other teachers who worked closely with the English teachers to make sure that you organize these students and to debate freely. Because I have listened. The panelists were extremely good, to be honest. The panelists, because I've attended many, but at your level, to be honest, you are good. Give them also a very good hand clap. My work is very simple. They have told me to invite the chief guest. But the chief guest before you is my teacher. He taught me in senior 5 and 6 while at St. Kagwa Senior Secondary School. He taught me GP because he was a teacher of literature, and at the same time he was teaching general paper. He's a seasoned teacher, he's a seasoned politician, and currently he's the head teacher at Chitagwenda High School. So, in this field where we are now, of debate, of English, he's the master. So when I called the DO, I sat with the DO and said, who is going to be the best person to handle this function? We looked around, Ivanda. We looked around, the senior teachers around who understands today's function. And all our eyes went to Mr. Prosper. So he's here representing the DO. He's here as a senior English teacher. He's here as someone who has debated, who has gone around and within. So he knows what is before him. So I want to thank you, our chief guest, for accepting to come to be our chief guest. I also want to thank you. I think it is your first time to be at Citizen Secondary School. To see the school of your son. So I want to thank you. So when the person said, let me invite him to come. Let me invite him to come and greet you. May God bless you. Thank you.
The directors of this school, the LC5 chairman, part of the debate. Those people who are supporting corruption, to have corruption because it was either supporting corruption or opposing it. And Joey and company, that's what I'm here to encourage you to do. If you get to your point, stick by it. Chairman, this is where it was also coming to you. When these people come looking for jobs, what will help you to choose one person from the other or citizen in and nowhere in Dishomil? It will not be a Hiyashomir. It will not be the order of the day. It will be your ability to defend what you can state. I will not change what you are saying, but I have to thank these young boys and girls. You know why? When these people are judging, they took you to a level. You read the Anti-Corruption Act 2009, you read so many legal documents. Ababana, a lot of corruption, they are supposed to present what they had. Therefore, I'm defending a corruption team to Rangununchi, or come on, Mukuzeshenda, one would take up to the Is it something simple to defending agency, to defend something bad? No. So the people who are saying corruption is good, they are people who are brainy. I'm ending with this. He said I'm a politician. Yes, I have interests. Our chairman subscribed to the movement. Not so. I don't know, do you think if our chairman was FDC, would we fail to get salaries? Those of us in government would still get salaries. The roads would still be made. That is the work of even the government. Police would be there. I'm not defending FDC. I'm not defending any other. But people will choose movement and not any other because of the ability to use the microphone. When they come looking for votes, they say, but in some places they have not done it. Therefore, all said and done, don't get into school or Kargamoti in Chokozri. Headmistress, those who do not bet today, next time, let them be in the Karchogara. Those who can't go into the Karchogara, when football is there, you go and kick the ball. See what we should do. The bet Toromo, Bakusaka Toromo, and now Tero Crasta Cosetti. Before I give the final answer, the final point, I came with Dan, but not Dan, the Dan you know. Dan is a senior six-backist. He's a senior debater, but in French. He came teaching me this car bomber debate in French. Do we have French here? Bambi. Let him greet you and I conclude. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Shefo. Proud to be here with my father. I couldn't help but notice that you're all very smart. Thank you for that. Then to the farmers and the debaters, those who emerged finalists, I have a word for you. Whoever emerges the victors, it will be by no reasonable doubt that your prepositions rather render the opposite side of pedestrians in possession of points, whoever you become. And for those who will not emerge victors today, I'd like to tell you that no one sits forever on the throne of time. So there is always a next time. Thank you. Thank you. But he also imagined best as zone ishatu yazihayo your Faransa gihe baragine na ne physics, a very rare combination, French, math, physics. And I'm now battling with him. Sebo, where do you go? Into engineering? And he says, mon père, Farage, de Gire, français, it is one reason of traveling with him. I'm proud of him. He paid fees, away Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Bwana Dan, ladies and gentlemen, let your word not end at Citizen here. There was another school here, not so. They shifted only to started here. Anyway, Citizen in Vanachura Nabatak, not so. Don't get into Citizen and you think Mumajabatakaba. No. Masadan, happy and so on, if you have a child here, that child does not belong here. This is not where you should be. You are in Citizen so that we see you elsewhere. I feel proud that you rub shoulders, Chairman LC5 now, we rub shoulders everywhere. It is only 2 years ago when I got out of the law class, and you know why? I'm now sharing my experience and ending. During our time, university was only one, Makerere, no other. You either made it to Makerere on government sponsorship or you sat there. Makerere Twasinga, we were not as rich as you are. I went to Chitabi Seminary. I have seen a boy who has been in Chitabi. It was one of the schools paying the least amount of money, but in these things, Dr. Kurata, we got football, we got debate, we go to academics, you'll find us there. After Chitabi, you get us in the world present, sir. Government did not take me for law because the marks were skyrocketing. They took me for education. And Naraza, I cheered. Much later, these people go through my hands. I see they are becoming lawyers. I said, but what's wrong? I now had money. I went and paid. These people who complete senior 6 and go to a law school, consulting it over Gurusi. Yet they had more time at school. The reason is one, like I have told you, we are not meant to be here. That's why Happy is here as a director. When you get to the district what? Chairman. From the district, you shall find him somewhere else. When you go into that word like that, our word will shine. Mubeba doctor, muturagure, mutakamarwa, rumbeba director, mama shomero, be everything. So that we don't only meet these old students of Kagwa, St. Kagwa and others, we also meet you. I started with the words of the Minister of Education Officer. We started together at Makerere. We talked together. That's where we met your directors. We are working together. The very last document we got, we went to Bishop Stewart for a postgraduate diploma in education, management and administration. And we graduated in June. But surprisingly, the day we were graduating, I was sitting interviews for headship. That was the document. You need a postgraduate diploma in education, management and administration. Ujine, no sir, go read. It's over your graduation interview. Do you have it? Check online, because everything is now online. Think about the prosper present. Microphone age. So that when I stood and I was talking, one lady said, we are seeing a head teacher in you. Head teacher, tomorrow, Joel, we should see a judge in you. And thank you to the judges. You can imagine, in football, or yes, in finals, Mungu bareta bakomerengahi ahakota finals. Urugwago ryompira wagutakuza. No batakagaragara basimba. Nana twasingire. But you check one point that they were making. Are you following what you are supposed to follow? When you come to court, Chairman, that's why you say lawyers are liars, judges, I don't know if they do. It is the law. The girls who are here and are below 18, if any man, any boy confuses you and you sleep with him, omwana atakakiza emyaka 18 ekiragiro kigira ngu n'omwana de yakota kukora ki takumanya ekiyikiriza nibakugira ngu tariikiriza okukora ki takabatuuzaho. Thank you for inviting me. I'm also proud today na nanye citizen nakora ki nashomesamu. Success always to you. Ebindi ko birabebe go and chabeba omwashigara kamona yesu nakutu. God bless you.
Come give a few remarks, and she announces the winners of today's tournament. After that, go for any other program.
Thank you so much. All protocol observed. I will begin by formally introducing to us the people I've been working with today. One of the judges is Mwijuche Kwetejeka Isaac. He belongs to the Western Uganda Debating Society. He has been a champion and a winner at the East African Ecosystems Championship this year in Burundi. He's a student at BSU, that is Bishop Stewart University, doing computer science. The other is, he's a Ugandan. The other is Kateu Peter, also a member of Western Uganda Debating Society. He has also organized and championed in human rights inter-debate competitions, also a legal finalist at BSU, and he does animal health, that is his course. And the other is Blessing Lifaware. Forgive me if I pronounce your name not in the right manner. Also a member of Western Uganda Debate Society. She has organized and participated in human rights inter-debate competitions of 2002. She's a representative of PWD's Law Society, BSU. She's a president of Africa Youth Leadership Forum, where debate is the main thing. She does Bachelor of Laws and she's in her final year. She's also an author of some articles in Think Tank, New York City. And she's not a Ugandan, she's a Nigerian. And myself, I'm mentioning all this because I want you to know the people you are with, and in one way or another, Mrs. Muhanji. I'm a member of Western Uganda Debate Society, I'm a member of Writing Our World Uganda, and I'm a member of also Northern Uganda Debating Society. I'm a graduate, I have a bachelor's degree in public administration. I have a certificate in guidance and counseling, particularly HIV/AIDS. I am mastering in public administration, so I'm also a student like you. And I work at Living Hope Therapeutic Center in Mbara. We deal with drug addicts and alcoholics. So if you're one of them, one of these days we shall meet, you better stop. And I've also emerged a winner in many tournaments. And I've been a judge of debate since 2016. I'm also a business lady. So you also need to be all around. So to our dear guests who may have not been here since morning, we have been discussing a theme of the move against corruption. And these are some of the resolutions. Actually, these are the resolutions that we discussed. We discussed that as a matter of smart governance, all civil servants should possess a degree. We discussed that this House believes that corruption should be classified as a crime against humanity. That was the motion which caused an alarm. But the question was not whether corruption is good or bad, but it was, is it a crime against humanity? Is it a mere crime? What is it in that angle? Then we also discussed that this House supports the use of restorative justice as an alternative to imprisonment in Uganda's justice system. We discussed that this House would conduct a lifestyle audit on all government officials. And finally, we discussed that this House believes that by the current strategies, Uganda is on course to win the fight against corruption. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the members who participated. I am glad. I was here to train last week, and I feel that you really learned something, and I believe we shall even learn more. So our finals were between blue color and red, where blue was proposing and red was opposing. Now the main key element the blue color had to defend was that we are knowing about corruption because it's being publicized. And who is giving authority to publicize? Okay. And then the opposition, which was red color, shows us what corruption is and some of the examples of forms of corruption. And they tell us that corruption fighters are the ones who are actually corrupt. So are we on the way? And they bring to us the idea of voting the Electoral Commission and many more arguments. But, proposition team, your burden of proof was not satisfied to the maximum because you did not tamper with the proposal that the red color brought you, that was the opposition team, and very many others, like we had already trained you, you know what the judges were expecting from you. Therefore, don't celebrate it, I might bring another heartbreak. So I will request, I'll take the honor to request the directors, the head teacher, and the chief guest to come and award to the team that I will read to have won. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth is here. The color that emerged winner of Citizen High School Debate Championship this year is red color.
As I told you,